corporate trucker guy. Um, this guy isn't pulling the curtain back on anything. He's not advising or giving information that isn't readily available. If you walk around any office or any dispatch in any trucking company in America, you're going to find out that most of what he's saying and his opinion towards things are shared by most of the people in power. Uh, his assessment on uh, offsetting costs onto drivers, his throwing around of numbers, the fancy numbers, how much water weighs, and all this, how the speed of gravity, descent in gravity. He's throwing around all these numbers, and he's understanding or trying to give us an understanding of the corporate side of trucking. And that's cool, because what you should take from that video is that guy's a numbers guy and you are a number to him. And the problem with people that like numbers more than anything else is that all they know and see is numbers. See, you're a number to him. His drivers are numbers to him. Do not believe that he cares about when Billy Jr. has a birthday or a toothache, because Billy Jr. can be an inch from, no, let's not say an inch from death, but Billy Jr. could be having a very rough time at home, simply adjusting to his dad being in Minnesota and Billy Jr. lives in Texas. Billy Jr. could be struggling with that, but he's not going to tell Billy Sr., his driver that he cares about, hey, forget that load, or forget the next load. You go ahead and drop that off and then turn around and boogie on back because Billy Jr. needs you. No, he's not going to burn that fuel. He's not going to turn down the freight in that area to get you home. He does not care about you. And he's right. Most of corporate trucking do not care about you. They don't care. That's why lease purchase is important. That right there. Lease purchase is important because corporate trucking does not care about you. He's right. Now, the thing that he's bullshitting you with is the fact that he's better than all the other companies. He cares about you. He doesn't care. He doesn't. There's no way, because you can't tell someone to not want to elevate themselves. You can't tell someone who wants to do better, and leave something behind for his family and his children when he's gone, to leave a footprint, to show that he's been here, to leave something tangible behind that can help other than an insurance policy. You can't tell that man or woman that she shouldn't aspire to do that. He didn't get on and tell us, listen, this is how we screw you. This is how companies screw you. But this is how you can help yourself by doing it. No, his answer was, just don't do it. Don't do it. That's what he thought the proper approach to a person wanting to be their own man, their own guy. A woman that wants to have her name on the side of the truck and not his. His response was to tell them not to do it. He threw out a bunch of numbers. And that's the part that stuck with me the most, because in the beginning of this video, it was like what is it? When the guy that has the big monster car does all the donuts in the parking lot, and he's showing you that his car is bigger and better than yours. Your car is nice, but it ain't this. That's what he was doing. He knows more than you. Nah, he just knows a different side. Because he doesn't know anything that we don't know. We all know we get screwed in trucking. That's what trucking is. You get cents per mile, and these companies are negotiating dollars per mile. You're getting screwed. Their name, their equipment, their risk. So they're going to take the lion's share of it. And that's fine, if that's cool with you. But if you want more, if you need more, you shouldn't be told by people in a position of authority or people that have know-how or something that you shouldn't do it. Here's something that gets left out when I hear all this lease purchase talk. I hear lease purchase talk all the time. Oh, don't lease purchase here. You're getting screwed here. Oh, this company only gives you 80, 90 cents a mile. That's true. 80, 90 cents a mile, $1 a mile is too little. I can't run my truck for $1 a mile. In my opinion, you cannot run a truck in America for under $1 a mile. You really can't do it for under $1, about $16, $1.20, and that's really low ball. And you have to make that up in different areas. So if you take a freight, the program I'm in, I could pick my freight. I might take a 88 cents a mile load to somewhere to pick up a $2.67 a mile load. That makes sense. But what he's telling you to do is don't even failure to launch. Don't even go. Don't even try to better yourself. But here's the thing that gets left out. I got off of that. Here's the thing that gets left out in lease purchase talk. Geography. I'm originally from Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, there are plenty of companies. You can throw a stone and hit 10 companies that you can work for tomorrow. You can make yourself 60, 70, 80 grand a year and be cool. Philadelphia is violent. At the time, 5 years ago, I had 2 teenagers and 2 kids that are about to be teenagers. Coming up in Philadelphia, I didn't trust their fate to this city. I love Philadelphia. I'm Philadelphia all the way through. You can turn on the screen and see that I'm from Philly. The problem is, was no future here for them. So I went to Arizona. Now, Arizona is beautiful. Arizona's cost of living is slightly less than Philadelphia. Actually, it's much less than Philadelphia. You can do better. It's different culture there. It's a melting pot. Arizona was the all-around better choice for my family. It was not a good choice for work, though. I drive a truck. Now, the reason I tell people to get in a truck is because you are almost always guaranteed work if you learn your craft. You cater to your license license will cater to you. But the problem I had was finding work that paid me for my experience and what I believed I was worth. I met drivers out in Arizona that had been driving longer than I had, 35, 40 years, and was making $38,000, $37,000 a year. Running crazy. So I dug around and I tried to find something, and I found something that made sense, that wasn't even close to what I was used to getting back east, but it was suitable for the situation. I worked for a company that made, forget what they made. If you measure the runs that I did and some of the freights that I did, I ran the ports. I went to Port of Long Beach, San Diego ports. I went to all the ports on the West Coast. I used to run them weekly. But then it got to the point where daughter's graduating. I can't be home. Son's graduating. I can't be home. Why? Because the so-called guy, just like corporate trucker, that cares about me and asks me questions when I get hired. The company I work for, they ask me questions. They say, when your children's birthdays? And they send me little emails on my children's birthdays. Hey, tell Tony happy birthday. She's going to be X years old this year. That was nice. But you know what? I had to call Tony to tell Tony happy birthday, and she lives in my house. Because y'all got me on the port picking up a load that wasn't even off border yet. Still on the ship. Y'all knew it was a chance, it wasn't, but y'all told me what y'all needed to tell me to get me up there. Cool. The reason that we all, as drivers, most of us as drivers, want our own or want to try to see if we can make it on our own, the reason that we want to do that is for situations like that. You your own man. You can plot out, hey, if I'm missing this time at home, I'm not missing time at home for cents on the mile. I'm missing time at home for a larger share of the profit. So, Tony, I might not be able to be there this week. I might miss your birthday this week. But I got more than bill money when I get back. I got more than the bare minimum when I come back to the house. That's what this guy is missing. So when he's telling us don't try, don't even, no. Because you're sitting in your home office or whatever. You know, I heard TRB say that, you know, the decor around you was nice, buddy. You got guys that drive your company trucks out here, and they $300 a week. They are maybe $600 a week after they get a year under their belt, and they struggle. And you telling them it's cool because that's the way it's supposed to be, because that'll be how it is when you become a lease purchase driver. When I was a company driver, I couldn't have an emergency. I couldn't. I was locked into what I was going to make. If anything bumped in the road in life, I was done. So, at the risk of this not running on long and long, or running on too long, my response to the corporate guy from the so-called other side of the steering wheel is this. NFL owners, people that own professional sports teams, cannot tell you what it's like to be on that field of play. They can't. All they can do is give you a bunch of numbers, tell you jersey sales, tell you analytics. This is what this guy shot in the third quarter from the left side, baseline, so on and so forth. And this is why we can't do it. And this is why it won't work. He can tell you all that crap, but what he can't tell you is how your heart is racing in the fourth quarter or crunch time of that situation. Keeping it in trucking. He can't tell you, this trucker guy can't tell me with all his numbers. He can't tell me my drive or how hard I'm willing to go to get this money. How hard I'm willing to go to secure something for my family. Here's the thing. Since I've been driving trucks, I got a decade and a half. I'm coming up on my second decade driving trucks. In my time driving trucks, I've gotten more people out of the streets and into a truck than you probably have employed. It's double digits. I've gotten everyone that I could get that was serious about doing better in their life to understand that you may not have what you need to go to college, but you'll get what you need if you get this CDL. I've had opportunity that comes from this. And for you to tell me that the opportunities can end, or they should end, and you should just be happy for what you got, it sounds like you're trying to maintain status quo so no one comes up and tells you, or no one comes up and gives you competition, or no one challenges that throne you sit on. You sound like when they were telling people reading is bad for you. Why do you want to read? Trust me, this is what it says. That's how it sounds to me. It sounds to me like you want to put a cap on things so that you can maintain you can maintain the foothold you have with your business. Because you get off of work, and granted, you may have done everything you needed to do to get in that position. Got your money together, you had your credit, lived a good life. Whatever you needed to do to get that company started, you did it. But the thing is, you had to do it. I hope that you're not giving me conversation about not wanting to start on my own and someone else started something for you, because then you're really not qualified to talk. But if you built that company up, or you're not just an executive, you're an owner, because I thought I heard you say owner. If you're an owner of a company and you had to do what you had to do to get to the top, how could you tell somebody else not to do it? It's nonsense. I don't make these videos often. I'm not on here all the time. You know, I make when I see something or I think of something, I make a video, and I try to get people to understand, male and female. I try to get everyone to understand that I have no college degree. I'm not wildly educated. You know, I'm not a rogue scholar. I'm not any of that. But what I am is genuine and hardworking, and that can be rewarded in this country, especially if you have the moxie to step forward and want to be held accountable and try something. I can own a truck and have something left or have something to leave to all of my children. And I could take my nephews and my niece and put them in a truck. And I could be like the people that I went to school with. Because when I went to school with people, most of the people were older. There was their second career. I went to school not too far from here. I'm in Bucks County right now. I went to school with people that were third and fourth generation truck drivers. They ain't had a class A yet, but all of them rode with grandpop and great grandpop and Uncle Joe, and all these kids been riding. They were shifting gears, and I didn't even know where the clutch was. I couldn't even get it in reverse. These was young kids. I took that and turned it into something. And now I'm trying to turn it into something else. So that's my response to the corporate trucker. It's fascinating to see somebody of authority or with power be so reckless and unaware of how they sound. Like you're tone deaf. I just felt like I had to say it. I watched this a few days ago, maybe about a week ago, and I've been mulling it over, and it's burning me. It was eating me up. And I had to be cool and try to give it straight. So this is it. You're not a truck driver. You're in a position of privilege. You're in a position of power. And instead of doing the right thing and empowering people and sharing your so-called information, you tucking it, keeping it to yourself, and making sure that no one else can do what you do. And that makes you a sucker. But I ain't gonna call you no names. But that's some sucker shit. It's why you will never walk in a room full of truck drivers and be accepted. You will never sit at the table and break bread with someone you've never known, never met before, never seen before, and have a cordial conversation with that person, and they walk away from it respecting you. Halfway through it, the truck driver's going to smell your bullshit. See, there's a culture to this. It's a nuance to this truck driving. It's something that you can't tell people about. But you don't know what it's like to be up at that light and everybody looks up at you. You don't know what it's like to be in a room full of guys that do exactly what you do. It ain't nothing hidden. It's just different people that understand that there are different avenues to do this, but all within trucking, we all could be successful. We all can have things. And you are trying to cut us off at the knees with this shit. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. All right, I'm out.